Hi, Sprite Sipping Shrigs! Welcome to the 478th edition of Tri-Brigade! But this time, it's got a little soda mixed into it. Or pop, as the regional kids say. That's us. If you're new to the channel, we have done 4,000 Tri-Brigade deck profiles. I'm not even exaggerating, that's exactly how many there are on the channel. Feel free to go check them out in the deck profiles playlist. There are some from literally every format since the deck came out. We absolutely love this deck. It's one of Brian's favorite decks. He's had multiple tops with the deck. He loves it.
And the best part is, if you do not like the Sprite variant, as Logan said, there's a billion other variants. Feel free to go check out all the others as well.
For some reason, this was the most highly requested deck profile that we update for the format. And since you guys asked, you asked for this, we're going to do it. So with all that being said, make sure you subscribe, join the sub squad, hit the notification bell, like the video, and comment what your New Year's resolution is. Because you know what? It's 2023 now. We got a lot of things going on, so let me know in the comments what you're planning to do this year. What are some of your goals? With all that being said, team, let's get into Tri-Brigade.
Again, for the engine that never dies and always tries, we are on triple copies of Tri-Brigade Fractal.
No way.
Triple copies of Tri-Brigade Nerval.
He's nervy.
Triple copies of our Tri-Brigade kit.
You've seen her in every archetype, but this is the one she actually belongs in.
Double copies of Tri-Brigade Karis.
I don't know much to say about Karis. He's just there.
And then the one copy of our Tri-Brigade Revolt.
Ah yes, so many of these ratios have changed since the last Tri-Brigade deck profile.
They haven't.
I guess the only thing that is notable here is that now the Sprite engine is out. They are level 2s. It's all level 2 synergy, and Kit and Karis are both level 2, so you can acquire your Tri-Brigade engine through the Sprite cards now.
It's synergy!
Each one of these monsters has the same on-field effect where you can banish Tri-Beast type monsters from your graveyard and then special summon from your extra deck a Link monster with that Link rating. So if you banish 4, you special a Link 4. If you banish 2, you special a Link 2. It's good to note that that monster does also have to be a Tri-Beast type monster, and it is not Link summoning, it is only special summoning from the extra deck. That is very important when it comes to summoning back with Revolt.
A lot of people tend to comment on these asking about like the Ancient Warrior card and being like, oh, but it needs an Ancient Warrior or whatever. This deck doesn't care about that. It just has to meet the fact that it was using Tri-Beast types in the graveyard to summon it. That's the whole thing. It's like, it's cheating out of the extra deck,
Yes.
it's called. It's a very weird mechanic specific to Tri-Brigade. So just know that all of the cards in the extra deck are very much legally summonable, which is why you can banish 2 off of any of the tries to summon DDL, which we will talk about and probably show later in the combo. So just know, we do know what we're doing with this deck, I promise.
Moving on to the next supplementary engine.
I think you mean the sugary engine. We are on 3 copies of the Drip Lord himself, Sprite Blue.
3 copies of his not drippy self, but brother Sprite Jet.
Yeah, what the hell is Jet? I don't know what he's wearing. I don't know. They're like space atmospheric beings with the drip. I don't really understand.
Hot take here. I don't know if we've ever paid attention. He literally looks like he's wearing Alistair's like little coat. He's like Sprite Alistair. Maybe it's just me. Every time I see this, I'm just like, man, Alistair was reincarnated as like a thunder.
All of my scientists in the comment section, feel free to let me know what any of these cards are
Yeah,
about.
please.
Please. Science side of Tumblr, explain.
1 copy of Sprite Carrot.
That's not a carrot, by the way. Literally not a carrot. But again, science side, help.
1 copy of Red. Just going by
I would
colors.
argue it's orange, but you know, I'm not going to argue with the card design at this point.
3 copies of Sprite Starter, and then 1 copy of Sprite Smashers.
Probably one of the ugliest card arts in Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, if you look at that, like, look away from the screen quickly, avert your eyes, and then look at Sprite Smashers, you couldn't tell me what's happening on that card. You literally cannot tell me, looking at the, like, what in God's green earth is going on here?
Every time I see this from afar, it's just like a kidney bean.
Did you know that Kit's on this card? Kit's on there. She's in her little mech suit with her sunglasses on. She's in there. Yeah, Kit. I told you, everywhere. Every archetype. So it's fitting. Tri-Brigade Sprite. Look at that. She's everywhere. In case you didn't know, I'm going to give you a real quick TLDR because we've done many Sprite deck profiles. If you want a more in-depth look, make sure you go check out those profiles. Blue searches any monster. Jet gets you starter or smashers. Carrot is the spell trap negate. Red is the monster negate. This is the special summon from deck and then burns you in time, which is really super fun for you. And then smashers is your non-targeting banish, which requires a lot of effort, but it's really good when it comes up.
I guess one of the bonus aspects of this deck is not only can you play Revolt, which is a non-targeting banish, but you do have access to a searchable Smashers, which is also a non-targeting banish, and you don't have to link summon for it, so you don't have to like clog up all your zones. You get 2 non-targeting banishes in this version of the deck.
And Shrig. Never forget Shrig. He's the most important card in this deck. How dare you?
And then the best part about every single Sprite deck, we are on triple copies of DD Crow, triple copies of Ghost Bell and Haunted Mansion, triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring,
Forehead, not feet!
triple copies of Effect Veiler, triple copies of Infinite Impermanence.
Man, just another Tri-Brigade deck profile. Tri-Brigade has always been able to capitalize off of playing 35,000 hand traps, and Crow is one of the better ones in this deck, which is great because it's phenomenal, this format, shout out to Tyr, because you can search it in this deck, and it can also like be used as banishing fodder because it is a winged beast.
And speaking of Crow, you may notice that there are no Bystials in this hand trap section. The reason is because we really wanted to capitalize on cards that are going to get more value. With this deck, you are 99% of the time locked into level 2s, link 2s, all that stuff. So we didn't want to play a bunch of level 6s. Yes, obviously Tyr is very strong, but we chose to play Bell instead because not only can Bell hit still the Yoshizu cards and the tier limit cards, but when you are playing a deck that revolves so much around the graveyard, you know, with like Revolt, and also with cards like Elf, this can actually stop some of the things that are trying to stop you. So Bell is an aggressive and defensive card.
Yeah, believe it or not, you don't need Bystials to win every game this format. There are other cards, and frankly, the Bystials are expensive, so if you don't want to have the Bystials, this is the deck for you.
And one copy of this card should be at 0, Called by the Grave.
Incoming comment. This card sucks, but it's a necessary evil at this point.
Especially with Tyr running all around the world.
All around the world.
Statues crumble for me.
All right, extra deck.
We're playing the one copy of Gigantic Sprite. This just gets any level 2 out of your deck. And then moving on to the Link monsters, because there's a lot of them. This is a Link heavy deck. We're playing my favorite one in the entire extra deck, the one copy of Scareclaw Lightheart.
He's definitely not my favorite, but he is great utility in this deck and something that Tri-Brigade desperately needed for the longest time. And why is that, Brian?
He's so cute!
That's not why we're playing it, but
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
yes, but why are we playing it?
This is a Link 1 Beast Warrior monster, which means that effectively all of your Tri-Brigade monsters, when you have any Tri-type monster in your graveyard, can automatically become Link 2s, because now you can just banish one, special this, and then link both that monster that you activated and this little fella into any of your Tri-Brigade Link 2s.
That's so nifty. I love utility. Yay!
I think it's adorable too.
He's a good boy. He's our favorite little Funko Pop. And speaking of adorable, we're playing one copy of IP Masquerena that's always been played in this deck, and she's one of my favorite cards in the world. Best girl herself, IP. But we love her, we stand her, and I will not be explaining her because she has literally been in the game for 4 years now.
One copy of Pit Knight early. I think this is the only deck that actually plays this card. I definitely think we're going to get a foil version of this card. But for anyone who does not know what this is, it is 2 effect monsters, so it's relatively generic. And it has the effect where quick effect whenever you activate a monster effect that this card points to, so either to its right or top right, you can chain and then target a card your opponent controls, make its attack 0, and negate it. So it's basically just like Effect Veiler.
But his name is Earl.
Early. He's never late. Oh my god, he's always on time.
I can't save that joke, team. You're just gonna have to roll with that one.
Shout out to Kevin. This guy's got like race car wheels. He's probably fast.
Shout out to Philly. You've probably got a lot of free content out of this video.
And then we are on double copies of Sprite Elf. I do not know if the second copy of this is necessarily like mandatory, but I do think it comes up in the mid-late game, like grindy type situations.
I mean, this is a very big advantage card. It's literally one of the greatest Link 2s in the game, and in the grind game, if you can make an elf and start summoning back and start comboing all over again, you know, special back kit or whatever you want, yeah, it's pretty good. I think 2 is correct.
Speaking of 2, it's everyone's favorite questionable Link 2. It's Double Dragon Lords.
Yeah, for some reason people, like I said earlier in the video, people always like struggle with this card in particular. They're like, oh, but you don't have an Ancient Warrior card. And it's like, guys, that's literally the opposite of, the point of this deck is that you can just do whatever you want. That's the fun thing. But yeah, this card is fantastic. It's literally a compulse. It bumps itself in terms of attack.
Double copies of our Tri-Brigade Ferrogy.
Look at our shiny best girl. Man, she's such a, oh, sorry about the glare. Look at her. She's so pretty. Look at her doing her thing.
This is one of the first playable Starlights we ever grabbed.
It's so true. This deck has been a long time. Like
such history.
I know. This deck means a lot to us. If you want to watch 400 other deck profiles in Brian Tops, feel free to go check it out. Love you. Kisses. Mwah.
The one copy of our Tri-Brigade Bearbrum.
She's sweeping.
For anyone who may be returning to the deck or who may be brand new to the deck, I just wanted to talk about Bearbrum's restriction here, which is if you link it away and put it in the graveyard to search Revolt, you cannot special summon any other monsters except for Tri-Brigades for the remainder of the turn. So just make sure that this is the last thing you are doing. It's so easy to forget, but it is definitely very imperative to your turn.
Yeah.
And then moving on to the bigger boss monsters, we're on the one copy of our Harris Velger, the Desperate Doom Eagle.
A lot of people probably don't know what this card is if you're just coming into the game, so we'll give a very brief explanation.
It's access code. Literally, it is just a Link 3 that you can cheat out of the extra deck with one Tri-Brigade monster, banish 3, special this, that Tri-Brigade, and this become access code. Boom, there he is.
That's really cool, but like, what does he actually do? Because sometimes you use him.
It is a quick effect DD Crow. Let me tell you how crazy that is against tier limit. But before we get to access code, I'm just gonna let Logan talk about double copies.
Yeah, buddy! Ooh, the ship has sailed, and the ship is the SS Charay. Everyone in the comments, I need you to go all aboard. This is the real reason you play the deck. Not because he's a non-targeting banish or an actual extender in the graveyard. You play it because, look at him.
One copy of Appaloosa, one copy of Access Code. There it is.
Appaloosa. I didn't give me much room to talk about these, but yeah, that's that. And now that we've shown you the 487th rendition of the main and extra deck, let's get into the combo tutorial and test hand to see what Tri-Brigade is doing this time with a little pop to it. Alright team, welcome to the combo tutorial section of the video. We do this with every single deck profile we do. It's a realistic 5-card test hand to show you the actual viable ceiling of any 5-card starting hand, because we want you to know how to play the deck and not just tell you the cards in it. So with that being said, I'm going to put our Field Center EV fans over here in the middle, because this deck really cares about zones, because it is a link heavy deck, which means there are arrows and we cannot screw them up. So you need to pay attention, we need to pay attention, and we're going to shuffle on up and cut up and get this party started.
I feel like I'm being watched now, but with that being said, let's do a few more of these bad boys.
Eevee's always one.
And we'll hit them with the boop.
Alrighty team, Eevee fans, give us all your love.
Alright, we're going to start off seeing one copy of Kit, one copy of Nerval, one copy of Bell, a blue, and a copy of Starter.
Let's go, Pog!
You happy with this hand, Eevee? You okay with this?
Yeah. Sorry. Sorry, my Eevee impressions aren't very good. We're still working on it.
Maybe that's why Pokemon don't have voices. Alright, with that being said, Starter's a 1-card combo here, so I guess we'll just show that off. We're going to activate the copy of Starter here. Here we're going to special summon our copy of Red. You would special Blue, but we have Blue, so you know how we're going to get here. Now we're going to just special summon it and get the effect. This is going to search our copy of Jet. Now we can special summon our copy of Jet, activate Jet's effect.
I love Tri-Brigade combo.
Jet's going to grab our copy of Smashers.
I think the best part about this is no one knows what you're playing yet.
So the best part about the Sprite Engine is that you can just make Gigantic here and get access to your kit. However, we did not normal summon yet, and we opened the kit. So instead of that, we did get the red off of our copy of Starter. I do think we're probably going to try to shut off Bystials and get our Spell Negate. So what we're going to do here is we're going to overlay into our copy of Gigantic Sprite. Now, we're not going to activate it yet. We are going to normal summon the kit. That way, if they do have an interaction like a Veiler or an Ash or something, Red can tribute the kit, and then we can also get the kit effect. So, you know, little bonuses here.
Yeah, we plus in this house.
So now we are going to activate the Gigantic. We will detach that material. This is going to grab our copy of Carrot from the deck. Now we're going to take our kit and our Gigantic. This is going to make our copy of Elf. Shout out to Eevee's ear pointing to Elf. Keep in mind, speaking of pointing, that anything Elf points to can't be targeted. Our kit did hit the graveyard, so we are going to trigger the kit now. Kit's going to dump Nerval. We'll activate Nerval. Nerval's going to search our copy of Fractal. Now, it doesn't really matter what you send off the Fractal, but we are going to dump the Fractal to the grave just to get that additional name. So Fractal will resolve. We will pitch another Nerval here just because we want to have the level 2s in deck, and Fractal's a really good starter. Now we can activate the Elf. This is going to bring back our copy of Kit. Now we can activate the Kit's effect. We'll banish a Fractal and a Nerval here. This is going to grab us our copy of Bearbrum. Now we can take our Bearbrum and our Kit and make our copy of Pit Knight early. And now that we put the copy of Bearbrum in the graveyard, this will trigger as well. This is going to grab our copy of Revolt, and then we will just take the Nerval here and we will put the Nerval on the bottom of the deck. We will set 2 cards here and we are going to pass turn. I know this may not look like a lot, but there's actually a lot of interaction on this small little Sprite end board. Goes without saying, we have Bell, but we also have a copy of Red and or Carrot to tribute one or the other, depending on what your opponent activates first. So let's say we just activate the Red, we can tribute the Carrot. Now, if you want, you can activate the Elf, special summon back the Carrot, and because we haven't activated Carrot, what I like to see here is that we can manipulate our zones, which means that if we want to trigger the Pit Knight early when we activate the Elf, you can, or if you want, you can wait until the Carrot activation, send the Red, now you can trigger the early to actually negate your opponent's monster. With that being said, we also have the Revolt here, but before we do that, to clear up some zones, we can activate our Smashers, go into that graveyard, we'll banish that copy of Starter. We can also banish a copy of the Carrot, and then we can non-targeting banish a card on our opponent's field. Now, we can also activate that copy of Revolt here. We have, oh my gosh, 1, 2, 3, 4. I know that was kind of a mess, but hang with me, team. That's we're gonna link now.
Into Awooga himself. Look at that sweet piece of man ready to non-targeting banish your goddamn board away.
So we'll be Shuraig 1 and Nerval 2 to search. Nerval can grab our copy of Fractal here, and I think the best part about the Pit Knight early, for anyone who does not know, it does have a second effect, where during the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was destroyed by battle or card effect and sent there this turn, you can just special summon it back. So this card will just replace itself.
And that's the deck. Boy, oh boy, if you're a big fan of Tri-Brigade and you've been around for a while, God bless you for sitting through this again. The fact that you all recommended it for the 800th time is actually astounding to me.
Astounding, yeah.
I'm happy though, because it means we get to keep innovating a deck that we really love and enjoy, and I know we're like making fun of it the whole video, but this is really like one of our favorite decks. It's just very
so
funny
cool.
to us that you all still care about it, so we're kind of just flabbergasted that people care. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any comments, please, or questions, whatever the hell you gotta say, put it in the comments and I'll answer you. We'll answer you regardless. Whatever you got to say, I'll answer it. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. We love you, you matter, and we will see you in all these fun videos over here in the new year. These are probably the past, but whatever. Bye!